Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Jennifer Scrapping Kane. This year I'm doing the twin series again with my friend Christine Harden. She does have a YouTube channel. I'll have the link down below. And we're going to use a Scraproom kit from last month. So December Scraproom kit. And we pick the same kit. We pick a sketch and I'll pop up the sketch here in a moment when I get started on the layout. And we decide, if we're gonna, what kit we're gonna use the month before. So I do have a Christmas layout to share, but it's actually a birthday layout. I'm using the Christmas collection because my mom's birthday is 2 days before Christmas. And as a family, we celebrate her birthday, and we also do our Christmas celebration on that day just to save, getting together so many times in the month since December is so busy. So we do it on the 23rd, which is her birthday. So I'm going to pick quite a few of these stickers that kind of can pass for birthday versus Christmas. And then also use the little gingerbread train because it's carrying presents. And it's actually, I think it turns out pretty cute. It definitely kind of has a Christmas vibe to it, but I don't think it screams Christmas. And the colors match my mom's shirt. She's wearing like a darker green colored shirt compared to the papers. So I really like that. This collection is by Photoplay. I don't know the name of it. I don't remember. And I've already put my Christmas items away. So sorry about that. I do have some white cardstock that came in the kit. And I'm actually going to keep white on the layout. Can you believe it? I will stencil on the layout because I can't leave white paper white. Um, but I do leave it pretty subtle and it stays pretty much following the sketch. So there's the sketch up in the top. I'll pop it up there. And I believe that's by Pagemaps. And I'm the one that picked the sketch. So yes, it is by Pagemaps. And I'm going to follow it fairly closely. Of course, because I'm doing 8.5 by 11, it is going to look different in the end. But I think it resembles it very closely, as close as I can get it to resemble it for doing a smaller layout. And I have almost the same amount of photos. My photos are going to be just a little bit different as far as the layout of the photos, but that's because I have one that's a portrait and it probably should have been cut down a little bit more. But because of the kids and all the people in the photo, I didn't want to cut it down anymore. So I didn't. So here I'm just piecing my background together. And I started with the right hand side instead of the left hand side because I had this pink paper that I needed to gut and then put behind the plaid paper. So it was just easier to start on the right versus the left. And then I'm going to cut this one down to 8.5 by 11 and then place the other piece on the other side. And then I'll finish actually doing the left hand side also. But I went ahead and used a stencil that I didn't show. I believe it's by Echo Park, and it's just hearts. And I used Shimmer's paint, and or actually I used Distress Oxide for the pink, picked raspberry, and then the green is Green Goddess, I believe, by Shimmer's paint for the green side. And both colors match perfectly, so I just flipped it, did pink on the opposite side where the pink paper is, and then green on the side where the pink paper is. Hopefully that made sense. Trying to get better at these voiceovers, but it's really hard. Uh, I don't know why it's hard, but it is. Anyways, I'm going to lay the green paper down and I'm going to put this black strip that's about a quarter of an inch right on top of the green paper. But first, I have to lay my photos back out and make sure that I leave enough room because I don't want the photos that are going to be on the left hand side to go over the green paper or over the black line. I want the black line to actually show. And there's no rhyme or reason for that. It just looked better to me. And here you'll see I start laying down photos and then realize that I actually mixed up the order of the photos. And it does matter because if you look closely on the photos in real life, you can see how the photo, like how it played out. So it shows a scene of her opening the present, which the present is a photograph of her grandchildren at the time. And at the time, she only had 6 grandkids. Let's see. My sister had 2, my other sister had 2, I had 1, and then my niece that passed away. So yeah, so there's 6 technically. But like I said, my oldest niece passed away after she was born, and I wanted to include her in the photo. So in the large photo of all the grandkids, I superimposed a photo of her with the kids, even though um, that wasn't a thing back then. This is 2001. So this was before, I guess Photoshop was probably available, but it wasn't like the thing to do. Like now, they superimpose people with other people all the time. Like it's an AI thing. This, at this time was not that. It was just something that I thought of, and I thought, it would have been really cool, if we could have included her in the photo with the kids. And we could have taken a picture of her and had them hold the photo, I guess. But instead, like I said, I just added her picture in with the kid's picture. And so in part of the pictures, you can see where she's crying because she notices that the baby is included in the photos. And then my son is on the right or the left hand side, and of course he's pointing out himself. Look, Grandma, there's me. And then my nieces, who are also in the photo, are standing around watching her open the gift. So I thought it was pretty cute, and I really like the way that it turned out. And actually, there's 7 kids in that photo. I was thinking there's 6 alive kids, and then the 7th would be my other niece. So, anyways, I'm just popping in some stickers here after I laid the photos out pretty much the way that the sketch shows. And then I'm going to place my title up there at the top on the left hand side right there. And I pulled some thickers from my stash, which are, they kind of look like gingerbread, is what they look like to me, like a cookie. They're that same color as the train, and then they have white lettering on them. And they were perfect for this layout. And then I have birthday is going to be in the white doodlebug letters, and then I realized that I have no more A's left. So I'm actually going to use a V, and then right on top of the V, I put one of the dash marks to make it an A. And I'm okay with it. It's not perfect, but it's okay. The little train I'm going to pop up once I get the gumdrops put down at the bottom. To me, the gumdrops at first look like cupcakes, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. Um, but they're actually gumdrops, but I'm okay with it. I still think they look like cupcakes. And I'm putting them down at the bottom, and I'm going to put the train on top of them. So kind of like the train is riding on the gumdrops. And that was just to bring in more of the colors on the layout down there at the bottom. These 2 little tags I cut with metal dies and then tied them together with black and white twine. And I'm just going to place them down there at the bottom of the photo. That's the same as in the sketch. And I'm also going to put journaling down there at the bottom. I'm not going to put very much, just explaining the photos and why she's crying. And then I put 2001 over here. I did cut that sticker. It said baking spirits bright instead of making spirits bright. It said baking spirits bright on it. I cut the baking part off and then restuck it back together. So it says spirits bright instead. I just kind of liked it. I thought it fit with the photos and with the whole idea of the layout, or the photo, I guess, that we took. And I popped up the little train on their little tabs. They're not very thick. They're thinner than play foam. So, but they're probably about the same height as the thicker letters. So it just adds a little bit of dimension down here at the bottom. And again, I kept it fairly simple. I followed the sketch almost, like I said, to a T, except for size wise. Of course, I had to size it down to 8.5, a double 8.5 by 11. But I really liked the way that it turned out, and I'm glad I got these photos documented of my mom and her birthday and all her grandchildren standing around her. So here's a little close up, and I will also have some close up photos here in just a minute. And like I said, Christine and I have decided to go ahead and continue the twin series into the new year. So each month we will pick a Scraproom kit and a sketch, and we'll create a layout using the sketch and the same kit and see what we come up with. So here's today's layout, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.